Hello and welcome again to our next part of the animation Kharkov German solo playthrough, and unfortunately I will have to start this video by fixing a mistake that I have made in the previous video. I mean, yeah, I know lots of mistakes, but okay, that's how we learn, I suppose. Well, again, I have made the same mistake before. If you have watched the previous video, I have explained there in the description what happened. And what happened is, after the battle, this unit suffered 5 hits. It's a 3-step unit, and I said, okay, retreat, and 3 steps, so it's eliminated. So eliminated the unit, and I was mistaken because I completely forgot that this unit is in a town, and towns absorb 1 hit. So actually I had to satisfy 4 hits. So it's retreat and 2 step losses, that because it's a 3-step unit, we can have this unit would have survived. Well, of course, one step would have just 1 step would have remained. It would be dispersed, but it would have survived. So and unfortunately this this situation affected the advance as well. Also, I'm not totally happy with the way I've handled the advance, so I'll redo it. Thankfully, nothing else has been affected, nothing else has changed, so I'm going to redo it and continue with the German impulse. So this unit now has to retreat 2 hexes. These are in enemy control, so this is the only hex. There's no restriction, so it's 1 here, and then no, I don't think I want to get it here. Here would be a valid choice. We're even keeping our lies intact, but since I want to fall backwards towards Kharkov and try to keep my corps together, rather more tight formation around Kharkov, no point in getting them towards this area here, where it's the 40th and 69th. You can see it right now, but it's there. So I think what I'm going to do is 1 and 2, and then of course I will lose 2 steps, so that's, yeah, I need to get the replacement counter, which is this one, and yeah, and lose 1 step, that goes to the replacement counter, and another step we turn it so it's not armored anymore. It's just 1 step, and it's got to be this first. So this is it. The big change here is, of course, no gap in the line now, because especially around here in this area, my line is tight. Actually, here is a little bit more open, but still we've got up to here, up to Belgorod, we've got a line. Even with these hexes, it will slow the Soviet advance, well, a little bit, but it will kind of slow them down, maybe just enough to save Kharkov. As I've said, I'm not totally happy, but there was not much I would do. I mean, 48th Corps didn't have so many activations, so I got them out of trouble, out of the artillery barrage, but couldn't move them any further back. The only thing I'm not happy about is about Belgorod, and I should have defended it better. Well, no point in anything now. So let's now get to the advance. So ascending order, and no, I don't think we want to focus, because I can have this area of advance and the objective to be okay. The difference is now that there is a path of retreat, whereas previously there was no path of retreat, and this can affect some stuff. So okay, of course, the first hex is going to be the attacked hex. It's this one, and it's the first that applies. Okay, so it's going to be an auto advance here, and of course it's going to be marked as Soviet town the moment this unit steps here. It's a Soviet town. I have already adjusted the VP track in previous turn, haven't got it back, so it's 8 now victory points for the Soviets, and it's a mechanized unit, and it can advance a second hex. A 2 hex advance by mechanized units allow defended retreated 2 hexes or eliminated, so it's 2 hexes. First hex must be the attacked hex, okay, and if unit didn't cross an abridged river, it may advance a second hex. Second hex center may be any hex adjacent to attacked hex. So any hex, in theory, I mean, any of these 6 hexes would be eligible, but there are some preferences. I mean, like when there is a requirement when we're deviating from retreat path, which is this hex here. If we are not going into this hex, we can't move zone of control to zone of control. Okay, there's no such issue here because there's no German zone of control right here, and this is one of the mistakes I have made. Yes, there is zone of control here, but here this hex is not in the zone of control of a German unit, so it could advance here. So okay, we'll check them for the second hex again. If we have multiple hexes, I mean, yes, for the unit advancing second hex, check hex with highest chance of advance only. Okay, so let's see the other options. Now this hex is in the primary direction, and there are no other units here, so this hex is auto advance. It's, let's say, 100% chance to advance. Okay, this hex, I'm not even considering these hexes. I don't think it can be. Okay, this hex here is across an unbridged river, and it normally isn't allowed unless following the path of retreat. That's why we're considering this hex. So it's if advancing second hex, retreat path and no units there, so again it's an automatic advance. And the other hex is just a hex closer to the objective, which has a chance of 1 to 7 or 70%, I would say. Okay, but it's still not, I mean, these 2 hexes are automatic advance. Any other hex would require a die roll, so these have the highest chance of advance. And now, which hex should we choose? They're not tiebreakers, but there's a detail in the table for the route of advance. It says, the first sentence says, into first that applies, and they're numbered, the destinations, and the numerical order is supposed. So the first is VP hex, the second is primary direction, whereas the retreat path is just 6th in this list. So I'm assuming the first that applies is primary direction, so the second hex will be this one. Again, I hope I'm not mistaken. You can deviate from the path of retreat, of course. Okay, so now again, third tank army. The first that applies, I mean, the primary direction is here. The first that applies is VP hex. It doesn't, it doesn't say if it's German VP hex or Soviet VP hex, but just says VP hex. It is a VP hex. So that's the first one. And now chance. Now that's where it gets interesting, and where's the difference from previous. Again, the hashes are the same, but now in the primary direction there is a unit in the hex, so the chance of this unit advancing here would be 61 to an order of 10, 1 to 6, so that's what, 60%. Whereas if advancing second hex, the retreat path, if following the retreat path, then it would be auto advance automatically, because there isn't a unit here. So for its second hex, it will follow the path of retreat. Well, I don't like it, but yeah, that's the rules. I mean, the other hexes is just, this hex is nothing. Okay, it's just, yeah, it's closer to objective, but it would be 1 to 7, whereas here is 100%. So then second hex, this would go here. Again, same for this unit, goes here. So and that's how, because this one is out of zone of control, they're not moving zone of control to zone of control, they're moving out, in again, and yeah, they can it's perfectly legal to do that. But now we should consider both three hexes. Okay, this one is primary direction, it's 1 to 6. This one is following path of retreat, it's again 1 to 6. And now that this is getting interesting, and the closer to objective is this. Yeah, I think it's closer. I mean, this hex is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but this hex is obviously 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so this hex is closer to objective, but closer to objective, sorry, with the no units in it, is 1 to 7. So this unit has a better chance to be highest chance of advance. So this is the hex that we'll check against. So we're going to roll a die, and let me, yeah, get it, it's a 6. So this unit will, it's a 1 to 7, so this unit will advance here. Now it's unit number 6, this one, again into VP hex, no units there, automatic advance. But now, which hex should we consider? I mean, this hex, primary direction, 1 to 6. This hex along the retreat path, 1 to 6. And this hex now, that's closer to objective, there is already one unit, it's 1 to 3. So we're only checking against these two hexes. And again, which one? Again, it says, it's clear in the rules, it says into first that applies, and the first that applies is the primary direction. So we're going to advance on a roll of 1 to 6 for the second advance, obviously. Okay, so no, that's interesting, that's a 7, so it doesn't advance a second hex. And the last unit, which also took a hit, again, no, it's VP hex. I mean, it has to advance into the attacked hex, so we're examining all this. It's a VP hex, it's also in the primary direction, but there's already one unit there, so it's 1 to 6. We don't examine any other options, because it's our the first hex we're advancing. And no, that's a 10. Okay, it's 0, but it's a 10. There you go. So this, so this unit will not advance into Volchansk. And so I think I have done it correctly this time, and have fixed my mistakes. So let's the Soviet impulse is over, as we have seen in the previous video. So let's prepare, let's start our German impulse. So German impulse, first German impulse of turn 2. These are the cards currently in our hands. So we got for the these guys, three guys actually, the 48th, sorry, Panzer Corps, the Corps Raus, and its Kampfgruppe, Corps Raus, all units within 2 hexes of your within 2 hex of a hex of your choice. Kampfgruppe activation, we have seen it in enemy action Ardennes as well, but not this time. It's specific to a corps, and yeah, there are some units over there. And then we've got the 2 cards for the 3rd corps. I mean, we've got the primary card to but they're the same to activate all units in 3rd corps. I mean, yeah, okay, 3rd corps is well, they've got some help from the 2nd corps, and the 40th corps is also there. So yeah, they are going to be the target of attacks by Popov mobile group of 6th first guards. They're going to go at them, but right now, I mean, Kramatorsk is 2 VP hexes, and I've got so many units there. I've got myself what even if they're a little bit weak right now, I've got 3, 6, 8, 9, something like that units. Here I've got just a few units, and I don't want to lose the 4 victory points that Kharkov gives us. So let me, yeah, you see there, Kharkov is in more immediate danger than well, ideally I would like to put 1 unit in Kharkov. I mean, get a unit to be inside Kharkov, or either strong unit or 2 units. And yeah, I mean, I could play the Corps Raus. These units here are surrounded. These units are out of plan, surrounded. I mean, I could do something. Yeah, I mean, these can't move. They could attack. I mean, they could, but the chances they're just 4 with just 3 steps, and they would lose the improved position. They're just 4 strength, and what it's 4 strength and against 3, and we're going to have only 2 cheat pulls. I mean, okay, there is a chance of dislocating this unit and creating some trouble, but I don't think this will. Okay, this unit I could activating could retreat this unit and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't quite reach Kharkov, but closer lines, abandon these guys actually. But right now, I mean, I hate having these guys dispersed here, and these guys just sitting there, can't do anything. I mean, it has served its purpose. What I'm inclined to do, as you understand, is play activating the 48th Panzer Corps, and this would also have the benefit that I could undisperse both these units, and yeah, they could move if needed. They would be better, slightly bit better defending themselves, and of course pulling these units back towards Kharkov. And yeah, as much as I can. I don't have 2 activations, unfortunately, and yeah, that's a shame. I mean, things didn't go out as planned here. If I had one more step, I would be okay. Or yeah, Belgorod. I thought Belgorod would hold a little bit, but it's okay. So yeah, I mean, there's no, yeah, as I've said, The Grant has also said that no grand strategy here, just playing and seeing what happens, and maybe well, after a couple of plays we'll get better at doing that. So playing the 48th Panzer Corps, it goes to, after the activation, it goes to primary discards. We'll see it again. So let me use the system, turn them. These are the active units we've got. No, let me get this. Okay, I will move them back to their correct positions, just in order to get them. Let's zoom in a little bit. Yeah, that's better. I mean, it's not much. What we're going to do is just move this unit, and the other gonna disperse, and they'll just lose their dispersed markers. So again, our movement is limited because I mean, this is zone of control, this is zone of control. The unit is almost surrounded. We were lucky that these guys didn't advance here, and then this unit would be completely surrounded. And yeah, so let's pull them out while there is time. So here, not an enemy control hex, but this costs its goods, so it's 3 plus 2 to cross the Donets River for the armored unit. Let me check it. Yeah, 3 for the goods plus 2 crossing the Donets, that's 5, but we've got another movement point, it's 6. And yeah, I know it's going to be a clear hex here. Or should I leave it here? Let me check this. Oh, you know what? Oh no, this is broken. I can't. This would be a good choice as well. This would be broken and blocking. But blocking it, mechanized needs 2, so I don't have it, just have 1 point. But I still well, I can leave it here because it's a zone of control, and these are all zones of control. I mean, they can get here, but it's goods, and it's going to be adjacent, and these units would be adjacent, and yeah, and then it's clear, so I can 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can fall back here. So yeah, I'm going to risk leaving him a little bit high. And here it's a clear hex. So it could, yeah, they could reach. They would have to reach. Could reach here to stop crossing the river. Whereas here they would just go here, or will cross the river and be here. Yeah, I think that's better. So losing nothing else to move, losing the dispersed markers. So yeah, that's okay. Losing the dispersed marker. So that's again, let's, yeah. So now everything, we don't have, let me check it because I can't remember. No, this corps was 3 units, I think, all along, wasn't it? Let me check. Oh, this is Corps Raus. Yeah, no. These are Corps Raus units, all the other ones. And no, up here it's just second SS, the other hex. So that's it. That's the German, the first German impulse. So let me get them right back where they are, and of course I'm putting, yeah, it's gonna drop. So now that's, yeah, that's 6, and the next to 4, yeah, that's 2. That's with just 1 step. That's a little bit troublesome, but that's the best I can do right now. I mean, just one, just, you know, stopping them. It's stopping them there. They have to battle him again, to offer battle and then advance, and maybe then I can as a last resort get something into get the units into Kharkov and prevent it from falling without a battle to the Soviets. So the last thing we do in our impulse is bring our hand back to 4. I've played the card, and yes, that's a 40th Corps card. And yeah, it may prove quite valuable. So yeah, so let's, yeah, I mean, they failed horribly during the end of turn 1 to do any damage. They have sustained damage themselves, but still it's quite a strong corpse right now. So that's a German Impulse 1, and I think I'll stop this video here and upload it, because I want you guys to have and sorry, I don't mean to be sexist or anything, guys or girls, but I don't think any girls play anime action Kharkov. I mean, I would love them to be, but yes, okay, because the last 3 parts there were many points that have made mistakes, and I don't want to get too far ahead, so as if you cut some mistakes, then I will be able to, you know, fix them without too much fuss. And so that's all for now. Okay, let's reset also the 3rd tank corps. I should have done it before, and place the 48th Corps activation marker to its space in the calendar, so as to remember that next impulse, no again, no activation. We won't get to activate it, this or any other of its units again. So yeah, that's it. So that's all for now. See you in the next part.